Have you ever dreamed of understanding your favorite anime without subtitles? Maybe navigate in Tokyo like a local? Or even landing your dream job in Japan? Well. The key to unlocking all these possibilities is the Japanese language. But let's be honest, learning a language can feel overwhelming. That's why I'm excited to share with you my secrets on how to learn Japanese fast so you can start achieving those goals sooner than you think. In this video, I will show you how to learn Japanese fast, which is likely to help you remember 1,000 essential Japanese words in just 1 month. I know this sounds like a lot, but stick with me till the end and you will learn how to memorize things better. And you can use this method to remember foreign words, technical terms for your exams, or maybe even something important, like your crush's phone number. I see you. We will also dive into the science behind effective language learning and how to make it fun. So let's dive in. Hajime. Here are top tips to learn Japanese. Be fluent in Hiragana and Katakana. The Japanese language has three writing systems: Hiragana, Katakana, and Kanji. Both Hiragana and Katakana have 46 characters, which is far fewer than Kanji. So let's learn about Hiragana and Katakana first, especially Hiragana. This is because Hiragana is used very often in everyday life. Mastering it provides the foundation for basic reading skills, allowing learners to decipher and understand written Japanese texts. Moreover, Hiragana is the starting point for more advanced language learning. It serves as the basis for the more complex kanji characters, which are logographic symbols representing words and ideas. Understanding Hiragana makes the transition to learning kanji smoother and more manageable. And of course, each hiragana character corresponds to a specific sound in the Japanese language. Learning hiragana helps improve your pronunciation by giving you a visual representation of the sounds used in spoken Japanese. Then, it contributes to better spoken language skills. Number 2, learn kanji and vocabulary. Kanji is hard, but it is an indispensable part in learning Japanese. First, kanji makes sentences easier to read. Actually, if you study hiragana, you will understand that it's hard to read a sentence with only hiragana. This is an example sentence that I see often. Niwa niwa, niwa niwa tore ga iru. It's all very neat, isn't it? But let's make this statement a little clearer. Niwa niwa, niwa niwa tori ga iru. In the garden, there are 2 chickens. Maybe this way it's easier to read, but Japanese people usually don't put spaces in sentences like other languages do. So if you use only hiragana, it will be the first sentence I introduce. Second, you can read Japanese text faster if you know kanji. Now let's try to write this sentence here using kanji and katakana. Haha wa ha 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 to warau. How is that? It would be very easy to read if you knew what the kanji meant, so you can think of it this way. Instead of using spaces, the Japanese language changes characters into kanji to make sentences easier to understand. I also think that one of the reasons for using kanji is that sentences become longer if they are written only in hiragana. How to conquer kanji successfully. Apart from mastering kanji radicals and stroke order, let's learn kanji with vocabulary. You know, kanji have multiple readings and meanings, but you're not required to memorize all of them if you acquire them through vocabulary. For instance, the kanji character, sake, in the word sensei, meaning teacher, the kanji is pronounced as sen, while in the word mazu, meaning first, it is pronounced as ma. Therefore, when learning kanji through vocabulary, you could remember all the meanings accurately via context. And one of the best ways to learn and memorize kanji and vocabulary well is by applying spaced repetition in your daily study. Now, before we dive into Japanese specifically, let's get a bit nerdy about how our brains actually learn languages. There is some serious science behind why certain methods work way better than others. Spaced repetition. The forgetting curve. You ever cram for a test only to forget everything the next day? Well, there is a reason. That's because our brain needs repetition over time to form strong memories. In the 1880s, a psychologist named Hermann Ebbinghaus discovered something called the forgetting curve. It shows that without review, we forget up to 80% of new information within a month. Spaced repetition, which is the method we will focus on in this video, fights back by strategically re-exposing us to words right as they fade from memory. And recently, I came across an app that applies that technique so well, I felt that I have to share it with you guys. This is MochiKanji, Learn Japanese, a language learning app that uses spaced repetition, the gold standard for memorization, to help you master essential Japanese vocabulary and kanji, the golden time. This is where MochiKanji really shines. Based on scientific research, the spaced repetition system, the app prompts you to review words at just the right moment to solidify those memories in your long-term memory. You don't need to be a memorization expert to benefit from strategic repetition. MochiKanji combines the spaced repetition method and its special algorithm based on your learning progress to determine the perfect moment to revisit a word before you forget it. MochiKanji delivers review reminders through customizable notifications. This ensures you see the information at the optimal interval for you, not a generic schedule. The golden time notification acts like your own personal memory coach, making sure those new Japanese words stick. Whether you're grabbing a coffee or taking a break at work, MochiKanji makes reviewing vocabulary convenient and effective. Therefore, you can easily memorize 1,000 kanji and vocabulary in just 1 month. When experiencing a lesson on the MochiKanji app, you will see each new word designed in the form of flashcards, including word, meaning, audio, image, and sample examples. Not only that, the point I find this app helpful is that it uses real-world contexts and images to make learning relatable. You know, kanji has more than one meaning. With MochiKanji, you will learn one kanji equivalent to its vocabulary, along with flashcards. This way will help clear up any confusion for learners. When your countdown timer is up, there is a lesson for you to review. MochiKanji provides you with various revising quizzes such as reading, writing, and listening, making sure you can review the learned words thoroughly. Now let's talk about the course list. With various courses, including each topic inside, you can absorb kanji and vocab from JLPT N5 to N2, services, IT, nursing, etc. There are 5 levels of memorization. The point that makes me impressed with this app is the way it divides your vocabulary and kanji into 5 levels. From level 1, just learned, to level 5, deep memory. You can check the level of each word in your digital notebook. Now let's talk conversations. The new feature that MochiKanji has integrated in the latest and updated version is conversation, where you will learn words you will actually use in daily life in Japan, like ordering food, talking about hobbies, or navigating directions. You can also practice kanji writing. You can practice writing kanji step by step on the MochiKanji app from JLPT N5 to N4. This way helps you memorize kanji and its stroke order fast and effectively. The remaining levels are being processed while we're talking. Next up, J Dictionary. During your learning process, if you face some new words, you can search them on J Dictionary by typing kana, romaji, and kanji. You can save these words into your digital notebook for reviewing later. And for some excitement, Mochi Garden Plus event. To make your learning journey more motivating and exciting, plant your tree and then make care of it by achieving your goals in the Mochi Garden. Besides, you can get some interesting gifts by joining monthly events. I assure you this part is very fun and it really makes learning enjoyable. This app is really good for learning Japanese. So, download MochiKanji today and start your journey to Japanese fluency. You will find the link in the top comments and under the video in the description box. Otherwise, you can open your App Store or Google Play and search for MochiKanji Learn Japanese and download it. This app is also available on the website if you prefer to study on your computer. Special thanks to MochiKanji for sponsoring this video. For the last part, let's talk about the importance of context. That's why they say context is king. Forget isolated word lists. Our brains are wired for stories and connections. Think about it. Did you learn more English from grammar books or from watching movies? Exactly. That's why seeing a Japanese word in a funny anime scene or trying to order food in a Japanese restaurant makes it so much easier to remember. Language isn't just a bunch of rules in a textbook. Studies in cognitive linguistics show that we naturally pick up grammar and vocabulary through experiencing how language is actually used in real-world situations. That's why context is so powerful. And of course, we can't talk about context without talking about make it multi-sensory. The more senses you involve, the stronger the memory. Don't just read the word. Write it down in Japanese characters. Listen to how it's pronounced. Sound it out. Even act out little scenarios using that vocabulary. It might feel silly at first, but trust me, it works. Studies have shown that engaging multiple senses, like sight and sound, activates more parts of our brain. This creates richer, stronger memories for what you're learning, compared to just reading or listening passively. Let's take neuroplasticity as an example. Think of your brain like a muscle. The more you exercise it in different ways, the stronger it gets. Yay! By combining visual, auditory, and even hands-on experiences with language learning, you are essentially cross-training your brain for better results. This isn't just me saying it. There are countless studies proving the power of these techniques. Links to these studies in the description box under the video. Alright, so we've covered a lot of ground today. Learning a language can seem daunting, but by using the right strategies, you can unlock that new world so much faster. Remember, the key is to ditch the rote memorization and make language learning active and engaging. Master Hiragana and Katakana. Focus on spaced repetition and don't try to cram everything at once. It doesn't work. Enhance context, okay? Learning isolated vocabulary lists is a recipe for failure and forgetfulness. And of course, engage your senses. Don't just read. Write, listen, speak. The more senses you involve, the stronger your memory becomes. Learning Japanese can be an incredible journey, opening doors to new cultures, experiences, and maybe even career opportunities. The key is to make it enjoyable. With these techniques and MochiKanji as your guide, you will be surprised at how quickly you start progressing. Give it a try and let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and keep learning.